Ladies and gentlemen, wrestling fans around the world, welcome back to Wrestling Juice, your ultimate destination for the hottest WWE news, epic storylines, and jaw-dropping moments you won't see anywhere else. Today, we have something monumental to unpack, something that will change the WWE landscape forever. Introduction: The Ghost of the Shield has returned. It's happening. The Ghost of the Shield has returned to WWE. And let me tell you, this isn't just another storyline. This isn't a nostalgic reunion for the fans to cheer about. No, this is a reckoning. A revenge mission that has been brewing in the shadows for years. And it's being orchestrated by none other than the most dangerous force in professional wrestling today, Roman Reigns, the tribal chief himself. The setup: Seth Rollins' false confidence. For months now, Seth Rollins has been strutting around the WWE locker room like he owns the place. That trademark smirk on his face, full of arrogance, full of overconfidence. Rollins has convinced himself, and tried to convince all of us, that he is the true face of this new era in WWE. With his faction backing him, Paul Heyman whispering strategies into his ear, Braun Breaker tearing through the roster with raw power, and Bronson Reed looming like an unstoppable force, Rollins believed he was invincible. He called himself the visionary, untouchable, a man who had outgrown his past. He thought the Shield was just a closed chapter, a memory buried deep. The turning point: the shadows come alive. But here's the catch: the shadows of the past never stay buried forever. And tonight, those shadows rose from the depths with a vengeance that no one could have predicted. The night began like any other. Rollins and his faction were in the ring, cutting a cocky promo. The crowd was booing, hurling insults, throwing chants of, "You're not the future." But Rollins didn't flinch. He laughed at the jeers, mocking the fans and Roman Reigns alike. He believed he was in control. He believed he had outsmarted the tribal chief. But he was wrong. The moment of darkness: the arena goes black. Suddenly, the arena lights flickered, then went out completely. Fans gasped, some thought it was a power outage. But then a chilling sound pierced the silence, a slow, twisted version of the Shield's iconic theme music began to play. But this wasn't the familiar high-energy anthem we remembered. This was darker. Distorted. Haunting. The beat dragged, as if underwater. It sounded like something crawling out of the grave. Then, through the flickering lights, a lone hooded figure appeared on the entrance stage. No pyrotechnics. No spotlight. Just a shadow, silent, deadly, and filled with purpose. The WWE Universe held their breath. Who was this? A new member of Rollins' faction? A debuting superstar? The reveal: the return of Victor, the forgotten soldier. The figure took slow, deliberate steps, soaking in the moment like a predator who had waited years for this opportunity. Then, at the top of the ramp, he stopped, lifted his head, and pulled back the hood. The crowd erupted. It was Victor, the forgotten soldier, the lost shadow. The man who vanished without warning years ago, the one who walked the early NXT halls alongside the Shield before the cameras ever caught wind of their unstoppable power. Victor's return changes everything. Backstory: who is Victor? For those who may not know, Victor was once considered a vital cog in the Shield machine. A warrior who trained alongside Rollins, Ambrose, and Reigns before WWE's big break. His disappearance was a mystery. Some say he was injured, others say he was quietly released, but the truth remained hidden. Now, Victor's back, and he's not here to make friends. His silence has only fueled the fire that Roman Reigns has been quietly stoking. Together, they're ready to bring down Seth Rollins and his new visionary faction, tearing apart everything Rollins has built. The stakes: what this means for WWE. This is more than just a grudge match. This is a brutal, long-awaited reckoning. Roman Reigns is using Victor as the perfect weapon, a ghost from Rollins' past, to dismantle him piece by piece. And this story is far from over. We're looking at a war that will shake the WWE to its core, the clash of legacies, the resurrection of past alliances, and the shattering of egos. Rollins' arrogance is about to meet its match, and Roman Reigns isn't holding back. Predictions and the road ahead. Expect Rollins' faction to fracture under the pressure. Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed will have their hands full trying to keep Rollins safe. Paul Heyman's strategies will be tested against the raw vengeance of the Shield's return. Roman Reigns, with Victor by his side, will push the envelope to re-establish dominance in WWE. This isn't just a personal vendetta, it's a takeover. And Seth Rollins, the man who once saw himself as the future, might just become the past. The fallout. Seth Rollins reacts to Victor's return. The arena is still buzzing from that chilling moment, Victor's silhouette against the flickering light seared into every fan's memory. But what about Seth Rollins? How does the visionary respond when the past crashes down around him? Backstage, we find Rollins pacing in his locker room, that smug smile gone, replaced by a hardened, almost haunted glare. For the first time in months, there's doubt creeping into his mind. His faction members watch quietly, sensing the storm about to break. Paul Heyman tries to calm the waters, whispering tactical advice, but even his words seem to falter in the face of this unexpected threat. Seth Rollins' inner conflict. Rollins always prided himself on control of his narrative, his matches, his destiny. But Victor's return threatens to unravel everything. For years, Rollins has tried to bury the history he shared with Roman and the others, to forge his own path. But the ghosts of the Shield won't be silenced that easily. There's a reason Victor disappeared, and now, the truth will come out. What secrets did Victor take with him? What resentment has festered in the shadows? And more importantly, what role has Roman Reigns played behind the scenes to bring this reckoning to life? Roman Reigns' master plan. Roman Reigns is a mastermind, a tribal chief with a vision that transcends the ring. He doesn't just fight, he orchestrates. And Victor's return? It's the opening move in a strategic war against Seth Rollins. Sources close to WWE insiders reveal that Roman has been quietly recruiting Victor for months. Together, they've been plotting a slow-burn campaign. Using psychological warfare, brutal beatdowns, and mind games to destabilize Rollins and his faction. The goal is simple: crush Rollins completely, reassert dominance, and remind the WWE Universe why Roman Reigns is the undisputed tribal chief. The role of Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. Let's not forget the key players on Rollins' side, Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. Both men are powerhouses, monsters in the ring, and loyal to Seth. But their loyalty will be tested. Braun Breaker, the second-generation star, is still learning the ropes of WWE's high-stakes mind games. Bronson Reed's brute force can only do so much against a foe who knows your weaknesses. Expect brutal confrontations in the weeks ahead, not just between Rollins and Roman, but between their respective armies. This is shaping up to be a faction war on an epic scale. The WWE Universe reacts. Fan reactions across social media are explosive. Hashtags like #ShieldReckoning and #VictorReturns are trending worldwide. Fans are divided, some ecstatic to see the Shield legacy return, others worried about Rollins' fate. Wrestling Juice's Twitter polls show a 70% vote predicting that Rollins' reign as the visionary is ending sooner rather than later. The buzz is undeniable. This storyline has reignited passion in WWE's storytelling. Possible matchups and predictions. Now, let's talk matches. WWE loves high stakes, and this storyline is ripe for some unforgettable bouts. Roman Reigns vs. Seth Rollins, no holds barred. An inevitable clash, where emotions run as high as the physicality. Expect interference, mind games, and possibly Victor playing a crucial role. Victor vs. Braun Breaker. A gritty, physical battle as Victor tries to prove he's still a force to be reckoned with against the young powerhouse Breaker. Bronson Reed vs. a Shield ally or surprise debut. Could Roman unveil another Shield-connected wrestler? Or will Reed get a new opponent who can match his size and strength? Backstage drama, the other members of the Shield. Fans and insiders alike are speculating, could this just be the beginning of a full Shield resurgence? Dean Ambrose, or Jon Moxley as he's now known, remains absent from WWE but is watching from afar. Will he make a shock return to complete the trio and bring down Roman's reign as well as Rollins' dreams? Wrestling News CC sources hint at mysterious backstage conversations, cryptic promos, and surprise teases. WWE Creative seems to be setting the stage for more surprises. Psychological warfare, the mind games intensify. This isn't just about fists and steel chairs. Roman Reigns and Victor are experts in psychological warfare. Rollins is going to be pushed to his mental breaking point. Remember how Rollins crumbles under pressure. The whispers in the locker room, the cracks in his facade, this storyline will explore those cracks, making him vulnerable and human. Historical parallels, past betrayals and revenge in WWE. WWE history is full of stories about friendship turned bitter rivalry, past alliances turned to revenge. The Shield story is one of the most iconic. This current arc draws parallels to legendary feuds like Triple H vs. Shawn Michaels, The Rock vs. Mankind, and the Stone Cold vs. Vince McMahon saga, all tales where personal vendettas elevated wrestling storytelling to an art form. We're witnessing the rebirth of that classic WWE storytelling, raw, emotional, and deeply personal. Fan theories and speculations. No Wrestling News CC episode is complete without diving into fan theories. Could Victor's return mean there are other Shield ghosts waiting in the wings? Perhaps forgotten allies or enemies? Is it possible that Rollins' faction members are secretly double agents, waiting to betray him? What if Paul Heyman has his own agenda, playing both sides to come out on top? The next chapter of WWE history is here. The ghost of the Shield is no longer a whisper in the past, it's a roaring storm on the horizon. Roman Reigns and Victor have lit the fuse on a powder keg, and Seth Rollins is standing right in the blast radius. The WWE Universe is on the edge of its seat. The matches, the promos, the betrayals, they're all coming, and Wrestling Juice will be here to bring you every detail, every shock, every moment of this epic saga. So stay tuned, hit that subscribe button, smash the like, and ring the bell for notifications. Because this is just the beginning. The reckoning has arrived. And nothing in WWE will ever be the same. If you thought tonight's story was wild, trust me, what happens next will blow your mind. So don't stop now. Click on the video right here on your screen to continue the chaos, the drama, and the inside scoop only we deliver. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, give this video a like, and join the Wrestling News CC family, where the real stories of WWE come to life. See you in the next one.